If Six Flags Great Adventure got a Giga, a lot could be different. Today, I will look at what could have happened if Six Flags Great Adventure got a Giga coaster. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to say they got a 300-foot Giga in 2007, right after Giga and El Toro, back when the chain was spending crazy money. Now, there's a lot to clarify. Firstly, would they have gotten an Intamin Giga coaster or a B&M Giga coaster? Well, considering the first B&M Giga wasn't built yet, and El Toro and Giga were both built by Intamin, let's say they built an Intamin Giga coaster for the 2007 season. A lot would probably be different if Six Flags Great Adventure got an Intamin Giga coaster. For one, the park would have gotten 3 insane coasters 3 years in a row with Giga, the world's tallest, and El Toro and the Intamin Giga, probably 2 of the world's best coasters. That would have made Great Adventure a higher tier park in the Six Flags chain as well as the world. Now, if they did get a Giga, there's no way a park of that scale with that many crazy additions in a row would be able to go so long without an original coaster. If they got a Giga, they may have been chosen over Great America to get a B&M Wing coaster, and Green Lantern may have gone somewhere else. Or let's go with the best case dream scenario. If Great Adventure got X and Green Lantern, that would mean they'd have an extra 2 coasters, and they'd have the most B&Ms in one park with 6, and they'd probably be the second or third best park in the country today. But enough dreaming about Great Adventure being better if they got a Giga. It's time to look at how Great Adventure having a Giga would have affected the coaster industry. Let's look at Hershey Park. In 2011, Hershey Park was looking for their next coaster, and after getting Fahrenheit and Storm Runner, 2 Intamin coasters in the early 2000s, Hershey Park was looking for something different. It was time for a hyper coaster, but not just any, a B&M hyper coaster. Hershey called on B&M to build them a hyper coaster in the plot of land where Skyrush currently stands. B&M rejected Hershey Park's request, saying they didn't feel comfortable building a hypercoaster in that plot of land, saying it was too small and unsafe. So Hershey did what anyone would do, and went back to their old friend Intamin that they had just used to build 2 different coasters, and asked them to build a hypercoaster in that plot of land. Of course, Intamin said yes, and squeezed the coaster into the small plot of land where you can now ride it as Skyrush. The problem is when Intamin squeezes a coaster somewhere, you end up with the nickname Thigh Crush, and instead of a graceful GP-pleasing coaster, you get an intense thigh crush. Hershey Park was clearly not satisfied with the way Skyrush turned out to be, because they went back to B&M after purchasing some more land, asking them again for a hyper coaster, Candymonium. Now, it's understandable Hershey would want a second hyper, but why not get a B&M Giga instead? Hershey can definitely afford it, and a Giga will be a better fit. Rumor has it, Hershey was going to get a Giga coaster, but there was just one problem. Hershey Park has a height limit of 200 feet, and unless they prove that building a coaster over that height limit is a standard in the industry or needed for competition, they aren't allowed to go over that limit. That's why they built Candymonium as a hypercoaster. So if Great Adventure got a Giga years back, Hershey probably would have been able to argue for Candymonium to be a Giga coaster in 2020. This would cause a lot more to happen in the coaster industry. With Great Adventure and Hershey Park having Giga coasters, there would be a need for Cedar Fair to install an expensive coaster at Dorney Park. Now, while they probably wouldn't get a Giga, a wing coaster may have become a potential option. This video really goes on and on because with Hershey getting a Giga and Dorney getting a Wing Coaster, Great Adventure may have decided to do a little more with Jersey Devil. Maybe they could have made it dueling to help with capacity, but make riders automatically ride both sides to help with the short ride time of the Raptors. The dueling aspect will bring something back to the park they didn't have for a while, and they may have even been able to add a launch to the coaster. Great Adventure just getting one Giga coaster would cause a chain reaction from park to park in the surrounding areas, causing each to invest more, causing more competition, and thus causing each park to invest more. I can go on forever with this, but that would get boring. So let's look at some other things that could have been affected by Great Adventure getting a Giga. If Great Adventure got a Giga, maybe Six Flags would have found it in their hearts to build a Giga at Six Flags Great America or Magic Mountain. That could have affected where or when Cedar Fair built the Gigas. For example, if Magic Mountain built a 325-foot Giga coaster, maybe Fury would be 350 feet tall. Also, if Great Adventure ended up causing the Six Flags chain to build more Gigas, that would mean they would be working with B&M and would likely lead to them installing more B&M coasters across their parks. Basically, Six Flags Great Adventure is one of the biggest parks in the Six Flags chain, which has a tremendous impact on the coaster industry, and it also has a tremendous impact on the local market for coasters near them. If Great Adventure got a Giga, a lot would be different today, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. Hopefully, this does end up happening someday, and Great Adventure hopefully gets back in the Six Flags favorite park list, getting better original coasters like before 2007. What do you think would have happened if Great Adventure got a Giga? Let me know in the comments.